How's it going? What it do? What it do? What it do? Hello. Good evening. Got some sour Skittles here already. That's awesome. You were taking a shit, now you watch this. You were doing something better before. You should take more shits and watch less of this. Yeah, man. Am I growing my hair out? I mean, I hope so. If I'm not, then this is a very strange stylistic choice. Taking a shit and watching this? Watch my back? Okay. I'll watch it. Can you give me a Blumpkin at a meetup? Sure. I'm cool with that. Good morning. Have I played For Honor? No, not yet. I've seen other people play it, and it looks like a lot of fun. But I have not played it. Mississippi mud hole. It's better than a butthole. It's tighter than a pussy hole. It's a Mississippi mud hole. The cult of Keck has arrived. Cool. Are those people that follow Pee-Pee the Frog, dude? You guys know Pee-Pee the Frog, right? It's 4 a.m. there. I mean, that's cool. It's not Pepe, dude. People always try and correct me, dude. It's not Pepe. It's Pee-Pee the Frog, dude. It's Pee-Pee the Frog. I learned about Pee-Pee the Frog from Casey Tron, and she says Pee-Pee the Frog. So she knows memes way better than you guys do. Dude, it's definitely Pee-Pee. It's definitely Pee-Pee. What's going on, guys? $11 a.m. in France. That's pretty crazy. I should do more of these crazy late night streams for all the Frenchies and stuff out there. Tell a bedtime story. I'm not ready to go to bed, though. I'm not in a bedtime mood. Wow, good morning. What's Highdeology? This is Highdeology. We're practicing Highdeology right now. You see, what we do is we get together late at night and we get stoned and we talk about pressing issues. Like, now that there are 70 something of you here, we can talk about whatever you guys want. We can do a little Q&A, a little old school style Q&A. We can sit here and gossip like bitches. You know, whatever we want to do. I guess I don't need these. Oh. No more ideas. Well, the problem with ideas, I like the name. The problem with it is that somebody else owns the rights to it. Somebody has trademarked ideas as a term, so how long am I growing out my hair? As long as I possibly can, man. As long as I can. Why can't we play Sotomayor? Well, I mean, we could. It's not that we can't. It's just that he has shown in the past that he is both willing and able to just file a massive false DMCA and cripple our channel for months at a time. Bring on the nukes. I kind of agree. My favorite Nirvana song is Sliver. Could I talk about antinatalism? I mean, it's a broad topic, and it's one that I don't purport to know a whole lot about. I mean, I kind of know the basic tenets of it, but I learned that from hanging out in Gary's room. It's basically the idea that creating a child is bringing suffering into the world. It's bringing a being into the world that cannot choose to come into existence, and a being that will be served up with a heaping dose of suffering, and that it is somehow immoral or wrong to perpetuate our species. And I don't know that I've ever agreed with Gary. I understand his position, and I certainly think that there are people out there that should not be allowed to fucking breathe. But I don't think that putting a blanket ban on breeding is the... Well, I mean, I don't think that allowing the human species to slowly kind of roll over into extinction is the answer to the problem. But I concede some of the moral arguments. I do think that, as creatures that can understand the implications of a lifetime filled with suffering and adversity and struggle, it is an act of pretty unbelievable hubris to create a child. Would I rather fight a gorilla or eat a chinchilla? I would survive the chinchilla, I think. I mean, if I ate it right, if I could eat it like one little quill at a time. Wait, chinchillas are like really cute, furry things. Oh, I'd eat a chinchilla. Absolutely. You thought only 13-year-old girls wore Nirvana merch? Yeah, it's kind of sad that Nirvana left behind a logo that now, like, little girls that have never listened to the band. I was thinking of an echidna, which has like those like weird spines and scales and shit. I don't know. I'm stoned. Hello. Hello to you. One TJ-sized Ben or 3 Ben-sized TJs? 3 Ben-sized TJs. Definitely. The only thing I'd have on Ben in a fight is the size advantage, so... I mean, 3 Ben-sized TJs could still do some major damage, but 1 TJ-sized Ben would absolutely wreck me. Do I know how to fight? I mean, not really. I'm not going to claim to be some fucking badass. I've been in fights. I've been involved in fights. And, it's just something I try and avoid. My eyes do hurt right now. They're just not too bad to fucking move on. Do you get mad when the guys rag on you, or do you just kind of shove it aside and let it happen for the good of the show? It depends on the nature of the ragging, I guess, and the intent behind it. Where are my aviators? That's a good question. I don't know. They might be up on the counter. I might have left them at TJ's. I was at TJ's earlier, and I might have left them there. That kind of sucks. Oh well, I can at the very least dim some of this a little bit. That's a little better. TJ gets ragged on hard too, yeah. both of us get our lumps on the show. Can't wait to see the weight I lose. Cool, man. Well, I'm happy to get started on it. Brett's doing a ritual to for what? To ban TJ's channel for good. He's trying to make himself a meme. Cool. Somebody apparently purchased the aviators and then I think withdrew that purchase. I think I sold them for charity to help Pimp Monk, for Pimp Monk's mom. And somebody bought them and then I think charged back the charge for them because I still have them. He says he's going to quit YouTube again. Cool. Well, that's interesting. Maybe he's trying to get us to cover him. Maybe this is his last-ditch attempt. Brett is a fucking moron. He's a grade A fucking moron. Do I truly like the cock? No. No, not a big fan of the cock. What I think about Copper Cab, I have no idea, dude. I can't believe he's brought his Meemaw on, dude. Who brings their Meemaw on a fucking podcast with a bunch of fucking stoners? Like, that was uncalled for, Copper Cab. Of course he's a troll. Has anyone seen that battle rap Brett did? No. I haven't watched any of Brett's shit since Starve the Manatee began, so. I had mutton chops for a long time because that's all I could grow. Is I a real nigga? What do you think? What does it look like? Is it not apparent? Copper Cab is fucking insane. When will Say 10 come out? I don't know, dude. Maybe Manson's waiting for the apocalypse or something. Maybe he's gonna drop Say 10 on the day before the apocalypse, dude. That would be cool. Come visit Vermont. Why? Manson is not on my list. Just not a very good looking dude. Not recently. I haven't had any knife play recently, but I'm sure it's on the menu. How much weight do I want to lose? I'm looking to lose somewhere in the vicinity of about, somewhere around 100 pounds. Plus or minus 20. Closer to the minus, I think. It's not quite 100 pounds that I need to lose to be at my goal weight, so something like 90 pounds. Yeah, I've seen the montage of Heck. It's great. So the first thing you're seeing as you get out of bed. I'm sorry. Favorite Sex Twister song? Hobo Anal Probe. What's Seattle like? Let's go find out, man. I like to do this during my night periscopes. Take you over to the window and let's see what's happening in the city tonight. See what Seattle's like right now. I'll crack the window here and get us a little gander. So yeah, here's my beautiful parking lot view. There's the city, some buildings. If I could see far enough around this building, this is the other part of my building here across the way. If that wasn't there, on a clear day I'd be able to see Seattle over there, the skyline. But alas, it is not so. City's very quiet at this time of night. Get some air flowing in here. Let my scalp breathe for a little bit. It's pretty calm weather right now. It's cold. Let me take a look real quick at something. Heard through the grapevine that we might get more snow. And it looks like that might have been true. Saturday looks like snow. I love I love looking at the weather forecast here. It's just rain, 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 snow and rain, rain, snow, snow, rain, rain, rain. Jesus Christ. Show my puppy. He's like laying down somewhere, man. I don't want to disturb the dinosaur. You don't want to do that. Yeah, that was a fucked up story, man. I didn't really know much about the story until we started covering it. And TJ told me briefly what happened, and then just kind of reading the story for the first time. Man, it is hard to fucking rationalize a world where shit like that happens. Kind of just beggars belief sometimes, doesn't it? But I guess we've got to remember that crazy, at least that kind of crazy, is in the minority. And it's hard to make sense of something like that when a young person is killed so nastily and in a way that's just so brutal and neglectful, and by people who he trusts. He has no choice but to trust his parents. He just starves to death. I have a weird face. Cool. Hire a prostitute? Why? Why rent the cow when you've got a cow to milk anytime you want, Opinions on pineapple? Not for me. Sorry. I know you're probably one of those people that loves pineapple on pizza and you're like, man, I hope Paul likes pineapple on pizza. But sorry, I'm a normal human being with normal sensibilities. Have I ever been to London? No. I have not. You'd be my prostitute for free of charge, then you wouldn't be a prostitute. You'd just be a slut. Do you prefer 2-hour shows? I like the new format. We haven't even really done a full week of it yet, so it's hard to say with authority that I just absolutely love it. But so far it seems to make a lot more sense for us. So I guess that's pretty cool. You like the new format? I'm glad, man. I'm glad. We put a lot of work into it. We spent a long stretch of time, just days at a time, talking and planning and spitballing ideas as a team, and we all kind of arrived here. So you like the clips? I'm really glad, man. The clips were the one that I thought that people might not like, but they seem to be going over pretty well. Why were you so salty when Ben made fun of my weight? It wasn't really being made fun of for my weight that bothered me in that argument. It was that, Ben approached that discussion from a particular angle which was the angle of me as the victim that needs advice. At least that's how I felt. Now, he may not have tried to portray that angle, but I was trying to impress upon Ben that I knew what it took to lose weight, and that my being fat was the result of not only my shit willpower, but a number of other mitigating factors. And that came across as salty and excuse making, and but part of it was, I don't like being misunderstood. When somebody says you're fat or you look gross or this or that, they're just describing reality as they perceive it. They're not having a misconception about me. I am fat. I do look pretty gross naked, But when somebody says you're fat because you just would prefer to eat pizza than actually do anything about it, I have to say at that point, yes, but. And some people really hate that but. Some people hate that, like, nope. The buck stops there, man. The buck stops there. And it's like, well. No, I don't really miss doing the Brett Keane segment. When you look at a woman through the yogic eye, she is bones. Man, what the fuck? That's a heavy trip to lay on, dude, this late at night, man. Could I be a vegan? Sure, I could be. I choose not to be because, well, I enjoy eating meat. You miss the manatee, you wonder what he's up to. Well, nobody's stopping you, I guess, from going and finding out. These streams are going to be a regular thing. They will more than likely be moving to another channel. I just kind of am using this channel for now. Well, it all kind of depends. I may end up just using this channel for the streams going forward. I don't know. I feel like that would be kind of a bait and switch to the people that have subscribed to me, to kind of change the format of the channel midstream. Have I ever been skinny? I was a pretty skinny little kid. I mean, I've never been skinny, like, but I was not a fat kid. I didn't get fat until like the 6th grade. I was a pretty athletic little kid. This channel has a format. Well, I mean, I guess it doesn't really. I don't know, man. I might just end up using this channel for Highdeology going forward. I don't know. We'll see. Did I get my dick touched and then gain 200 pounds? Yeah, that's what happened, dude. In 6th grade, dude, I got my dick touched and gained 200 pounds. Just getting a boner that made me gain 100, so. How long did this beard take to grow? I've been growing this beard for almost 3 years now. My favorite Apple Nasty song is called Grapes and More. When you were obese, you were happy. Oh, man. It's kind of hard to read these sometimes. Good thing it's going to be regular. I'm glad you enjoy it, man. Any debate ideas? I don't know. Like, I'm kind of a stickler on the use of the word debate, because debate has come to mean something new that it doesn't really mean to me. Like, people say debate now and they think like that means having an argument or a disagreement or discussing a topic with somebody. That's not debate. Debate is a moderated discussion between two people with rules that are agreed upon by both parties ahead of time and a structure of shared time. We don't do debates. We don't. Yeah, you gotta go to work. Sorry, man. Why is there nothing on my walls? Because I just recently moved here and I haven't even finished unpacking yet. You can probably see some of the boxes. Maybe you can't anymore. You've slowly but surely depleted the boxes. But there is a box to my right over here that's filled with shit to go on the walls. How late is it for me? It's 4 a.m. there. It's late enough to be a problem and early enough to be reasonable. I'm just gonna be glad when I've got shit on my walls so people stop asking why my walls are fucking bare. I want shit on the walls too, man. I'm ready to... One of my framed dolly prints broke on the way up here, so I'll have to get another frame or at least another piece of glass cut for it. But everything else seems to have survived the trip, so I guess that's good. Painting the walls myself? I could. I mean, I'm not a real visual artist, though, so I'd rather just put up some nice... What is this, dolly print? Not dolly like a dolly, dude. Dolly like Salvador Dali, dude. Would I ever marry Ashley? Yeah. In a satanic wedding ceremony. I would. Well, I could conceive of myself marrying Ashley for sure. And it's something that I think is a logical possibility given enough time together. I love the dark side. I do. Brett Keane has 3 years left. I have 3 full-sized framed dolly prints. Not there. It's not. It's a print. It's not an actual work. Obviously, I don't own 3 dollies, but I've got The Persistence of Memory, which is probably his most famous work, The Soft Watches. I've got a piece called Explosion, and I've got my favorite piece, which is 1 Second Before Awakening, all framed. So. You need a white guy to fart in your face? Please, I'm begging you. I need a white man to fart in my face. Please. MC Escher. Yeah, I like Escher. I love his surrealist landscapes and stuff. Like the impossible stairways and the weird Rube Goldberg machines that could never exist that he designs. Man, my eyeballs are starting to really bother me. I wish I had my my eyeglasses, but the lenses popped out, and I need to get an eyeglass repair kit to fix them. And it really has very little to do with sleep. It's just eye strain. I spent all day at TJ's editing something that he and I are releasing together, and it's just like my eyeballs are done. I wish there was a way for me to read chat and keep my eyes closed, because I'd just do it. But alas, it's not a thing yet. One day, this type of show will just be jacked directly into my brain, so I can sit here and read my comments while I have my eyes closed. Turn down the screen brightness. The screen brightnesses on all my shit are already way low. The problem for me right now is in there, so let me just... Oh, man. I get these, light headaches sometimes. And now is one of those times. It's just like... The glare from those bulbs really starts to bother me. Okay, let's see if this is any better. It feels a little better, but part of the problem is squinting to read the fucking phone. Like when I'm sitting here like this, I need to just start doing these on my computer. Why are we still here? Just to suffer? Yeah, man. You figured out the meaning of life, dude. The meaning of life is to suffer and toil and struggle, only to have it all ripped away from you in the end. And if you think about it, that little narrative plays out over and over again throughout your life. Struggle, success, struggle through adversity, and then it's all taken from you, and then you build it back up, and then it's all taken from you. Happens in relationships and pretty much everything else. You'd have to, the guys would have better input on the location of the podcast. That was a decision that was made before I was really in a position to give input on it. But yeah, I can imagine it was not an easy decision. I know it was something that was in the works for a long time. Let my eyes breathe. Oh man, objectives win games, Nick. Is TJ gay for me? No, I don't think so. Is it true that in the future DP will move to LA? I think it makes sense. Do I know that it'll happen? No. But I think it makes sense. Cali weed or Washington weed? It's hard to make that judgment, but I'd say overall Cali weed has got a slight edge on Washington bud, but it is a very slight edge. The weed here really is good, but California weed is just, to me, a little better. What other types of music do I like besides rap? I like all over the genres of music. A little bit of everything. Jesus, man. The coughing, though. It's been a long day. Do I listen to Ween? Hell yeah. Even country. I don't listen to mainstream country, but there are some bands that are classified as country that I enjoy. Johnny Cash is one of them. Willie Nelson, Waylon Jennings, Conway Twitty. Some of these older country singers. There are also bands that are classified as like alt country that I like Wilco, Ryan Adams, and those types. Who dies first, me or TJ? I think I die before anybody. I'm certainly the unhealthiest. Would I have Milo on as a guest sometime in the future? Sure. I mean, we said as much on the show that he was welcome to come back and talk about this with us. But I don't think Milo will ever touch our podcast with a 10-foot pole again. I don't think any publicist that he may have would let him at this point. He's at a point now where he can't be doing what he was doing back when we landed him as a guest. Is my IQ over 120? I don't think it is, no. I think my IQ is, pardon me, on the high end of average. I'm not a super smart person. More Von Helton vids on DP. Yeah. Von Helton is awesome. What was that sound? That was a truck pulling up into the parking lot over there. Your IQ is 368. Dude, you're like fucking the brainiac, man. Yeah, I don't think anybody really saw the shitstorm coming for Milo. It looked like he was on an upward trajectory. You know, it really is strange how absolutely decimated his career was by some weird little conversation that he had with us a year ago, you know. When that episode happened, certainly I don't think any of us thought that, you know, that Milo was going to be fired or anything of the sort because of it. He didn't really say things on our podcast that he wasn't known for saying. I think he was just a little more candid on our podcast than he had been elsewhere. Played any games recently? Yeah, man. I play a lot of Heroes of the Storm. Playing some like Total War Warhammer. I think that what he said was fucked too. I don't agree. Am I getting a Nintendo Switch? Absolutely. I always buy Nintendo consoles, so I might not get it right when it comes out, but I'll have one eventually. What country am I most interested in visiting? Japan, probably, or Ireland. One of the two. I know they're very different, but those are the two places that call me, that call my name. Why am I so high? Because when I'm sober, I'm not a very good thing to be around. I have played Pillars of Eternity. Yeah, it's a good game. Any words of encouragement? Hang in there, you know. There's your nightly platitude. There's your nightly platitude. All right, we're gonna try the new segment that we came up with last night as a group called Balls Deep, where we're gonna do a Q&A segment where you guys ask deep questions, and I'll read them. And I will answer the deepest questions, dude. We're gonna get balls deep. You like me more as a person back? I'm sorry, that was it. Well, hold on. Let me stop and scroll back. This person typed a thing. Let's see. I liked you more as a person back when you weren't high. We'll talk about that in a second, but I'll go on. I'll read your whole comment. Back when TJ first started talking to you, and you expressed how you really felt about things through your emotions. Okay, so let's talk about this comment for a second. You liked me before I was high, so I have to ask you, when did you first become aware of me? This is a critical question, because you've made a statement that you liked me more back when I wasn't high. So go ahead. When TJ first introduced me? So around 2009, 2010? I hate to tell you this, bro, but you've never known me not high. I've been a daily pot smoker since then, since before then. So, got any other theories on that? Because it's not the weed, So you got any theories? Do I think we're all one? Yeah, in the sense that, like, we're all made of the same base materials, that we all are responsible for one another's experiences because we all make up the network of someone else's relationships, and that humans as an organism are naturally innate and innately cooperative, which kind of means that even when we work against each other, we're really working for one another. Certainly, I can buy into that metaphysical, we are all one thing on certain levels. I don't really think that it matters that we're all one. I think a lot of people close their eyes and they think about something like, we're all one, man. That's so deep. And for me, it's just kind of, well, yeah. I mean, we're not all one consciousness, but we're one biological body. We're one biomass. We're all brothers and sisters facing the same plight here on the same planet. So it's like, I can get with that. I ran out of weed on that time on the show for like 2 months. Ran out of weed. Yeah, I didn't have a bunch of flour, and I don't think it was 2 months. It was about a month if I remember correctly. Maybe it was 2 months. But I smoked resin throughout that time. I was getting a little bit of THC here and there, but sobriety is something that it's not something that I experience altogether too often, and it's been that way for quite some time. Sober Paul is not in a very good place. My brain does not work well when left to its own devices. Did I know the teenager who ate a couple's face in Florida had a YouTube channel, was subscribed to me? Weird. One of my subscribers ate somebody's face. That's weird. Yeah, dude, that would be hellish, dude, to be sealed up like in the cask of Amontillado, dude. That's my favorite Poe story, by the way. The Cask of Amontillado is just amazing. Like, the story that it paints, and his narrative structure is so great. So tense. When you say that hold on. When you say that you always feel like an addict, weed can be really a good thing, but you feel guilty about it. I mean, guilt is something that you ascribe to yourself, man. Guilt is one of those emotions that's almost completely worthless, especially when it comes to something like weed. Guilt is 99.9% bullshit, and the 0.1% of it that isn't bullshit is really not worth ascribing so much meaning to. Oh, dude, The Cask is his. I mean, it's my favorite story of his. I read it over and over and over again. I love it so much. I've read almost everything that Lovecraft ever wrote. The only things that of his that I haven't read are some of his collections of letters to friends and family. Why did I go through a phase of being fixated on sour Skittles and talking about them almost nonstop for a while? Even though you say you don't care what people say, I don't remember a period of time where I talked more or less about sour Skittles. They kind of come up as they come up. And I felt about those types of folks, people that insert themselves into conversations to cause nothing but drama, to bring the mood of the place down, to try and get a one-up. They're in here playing the game, I'm gonna get one up on Paul's ego. When it happens, they come up. So I guess I kind of reject the premise that you propose with your question before I even answer it. Why do people think it's okay to end the lives of small things for fun, even though they demonstrably have feelings? I don't know. I told the story about the frogs and stuff. I think that kids are kind of obsessed with death because it's not something that they have a concept of. And so they don't really get that when you hurt something really badly, that it doesn't just. Maybe I thought when I was a kid that all those little frogs were going to dig their way out, and we were just joking with them. I don't know. The frogs, man. What were my high school years like? Pretty cool, actually. I was a fat kid, but I was very lucky. I was involved in drama, not the type of drama you find on the internet, but dramatic arts. And I was in a very rare school where that didn't make you a total social pariah. It was actually it was a really well celebrated drama program. The kids that were in the shows were not looked on as nerds. They were accepted. And so I had kind of a tenuous relationship with popularity in high school. I wasn't the most popular kid, but I wasn't at the bottom of the social ladder either. I got to go to parties. I got to, make out with chicks and drink and smoke weed and do theater for a living, basically. So it was a pretty cool time for me. What kind of IT work have I done in the past? For 8 years, I was a network systems information specialist for the school district in the little town I grew up in. I have no formal IT training. I just did the job because the people that have the formal IT training wouldn't do the job that I did for the amount of money that they were willing to pay. Why am I up? Because I don't sleep during the times that other people sleep. Well, a lot of other people sleep. I was not in the military. I have no desire to be in the military. Do I want to do acting again? Yeah, man. It's something that I hope to see. It's really hard doing the kind of job that I do. The time commitment and the inflexibility does not lend itself well to me being able to give the amount of time necessary to do a show. But that doesn't mean it's impossible. I was able to do a show while working a full-time job. So, in fact, there was a point in time I almost killed myself. I did 3 shows in a row while working full-time. It was just like back to back to back. I would get close to the end of I got close to the end of the run of the first show, and the director came to me and asked me to audition for his next show, which was starting auditions like a week and a half after. And I did, and I landed a part in that, and so I did that full show. And then while I was working on that show, I was approached by another director to work on another show. So I did 3 in a row, and that was a little much. But I'd like to do 1 or 2 a year. You're joining a band soon, and you're going to be the singer. You're going to hit it big for me. Don't hit it big for me. Hit it big for you and your bandmates, man. Trust me. I mean, I'll be a fan of yours if your music kicks ass, but you need to hit it big for you. I mean, if you're going to hit it big for me, send me the paychecks, dude. The worst physical pain I've ever experienced. Pain is one of those things that the mind tends to dull in the memory. The most pain that I've ever been in, probably that I can remember, was when my gallbladder almost burst. I was having gallbladder attacks, and I didn't even know it. And I would get these really severe pains, right on the right hand side of my body, to the right hand side of my torso, around my rib cage, and these really I thought it was indigestion, I thought I was having acid reflux or something. And then one night I got it, and usually it would come and go and come and go. And one night it started and it just stayed. And I was like, okay, it'll go away eventually. And it just kept getting worse and worse and worse and worse. By the end of it, it felt like, and I shit you not, it felt like there was a spear through me. The pain was so bad that it felt like something was stuck through me, and I could feel the pain all the way through to the back. I was having trouble breathing. It hurt so bad. And I went and woke my ex-wife up. Then she wasn't my ex-wife. And she took me to the emergency room. But that was, in memory, the worst pain that I've ever been in. It's horrifying. Like, it's really bad. Lunch break is over. All right, man. Have a good rest of the day at work. Hope it doesn't suck. Why is my ass so fat? My ass so flat? I thought you were just gonna make a fat ass comment, but it's a flat ass comment. Probably because of the Irish heritage that my mom says that I have. She calls my ass back and crack. She makes fun of it. She thinks it's like moms are supposed to. She's like, "Oh, I think it's a cute butt, PJ." But I'm like, "Ma, there's no ass there, you know." But she says it's because I'm Irish. You're pooping while at work? Cool, dude. Yep, there's no ass back there, man. It's horrifying. I mean, I don't know if that's true. That might be a wives' tale. My mom has told me that my ass is flat because of my heritage. There's some long comments here, so let me catch up. If you are depressed because of life circumstances, that sucks. It's not chemical imbalance. It's actual reality that sucks. If you're clinically depressed, you can live in a yacht full of... Okay, I'm kind of sad that I went back to read that now. I don't know what that was. Oh, well. Yeah, my mom just, she's got all these wives' tales, and I don't really know what's real and what isn't sometimes because of it. All right, well, it's been about an hour. This has been fun. Thank you guys for chilling tonight. I'm gonna wind down and hit the sack. So, once again, thank you, and I will catch you guys next time. Good night.